When you're ready.
Okay. So every 18 months to about 2 years, we all come to a crossroads where we have to decide, do we want to purchase a new cell phone, and what are some of the factors we're going to go about to do this. So today I'll be talking about primarily the Samsung Galaxy S3 versus the Galaxy S4. And according to the Wall Street Journal, as of this past March, Samsung successfully sold about 50 million units globally. And although Samsung is going to be releasing the Galaxy S4 actually within a few days, what I would rather inform the public about is that the Galaxy S3 is still a very viable option. And as you can see from the S4 to the S3, it's very subtle aesthetic differences. There's very minimal hardware changes. As you can see, like the S4 has about a 0.2-inch screen difference, not too big of a form factor. So today, what I would like to speak about is some of the factors that you're going to go about when deciding to choose a phone, but primarily I will focus on the economic considerations that you're going to go through. So when deciding to choose this topic, I interviewed a good friend of mine named Kevin, who actually was deciding whether he wanted to wait until the end of April to purchase an S4, or to just go right ahead right now and purchase a Galaxy S3. And as being a consumer, a lot of us, we always want to purchase the latest product as soon as it comes out. But sometimes that's not always the best option. And a lot of the times with the cell phone market, they're not huge changes that are made each time there's a new product that's released. And every year, about the same time, as many of you may know, Samsung releases a new flagship model to the Galaxy S line, about April every year. And when speaking to my friend about some of the reasons why he decided to pursue this option, one of the main factors was actually price drop. Of course, when a new product is going to come out like the S4, there's going to be an immediate price drop for the previous product. So the S3 has been on sale across the U.S. on all the carriers actually. It dropped down to $49.99 for AT&T, which was one of the driving reasons my interviewee decided to purchase this product. And like I previously mentioned, a lot of the times we want the latest product, but we don't necessarily need it. Every time there's a new hardware update, there's slight modifications. There might be a bigger screen, as you can see here. It might have a higher resolution display. Very subtle differences. Even as you can see, like in the software, it's the exact same software schematic, Android Jelly Bean 4.2.2 actually, I believe it is. And there's only slight modifications, nothing too crazy with the changes. And so one of the key reasons people update, right, or for the slight hardware, but a lot of the times consumers may not realize that the previous generation may already have the exact hardware needs that will meet their particular customer wants and needs. They don't need to particularly upgrade immediately. And one of the product manager of Samsung's U.S. division, mobile division, he stated that every time there's a new software release or new features that are being released, they want to actually progressively transfer those to all the other devices, such as the S3. So each model going down, they may not have all the new features of the latest device, but they're going to have some of these features. And a lot of these features, like many of you will know, even with the iPhone or like Siri or Samsung's S Voice, a lot of these features are novelties. You may use them one time. You're not going to really use them all the time. And there was a short clip I'm about to show that will demonstrate this. Samsung has a feature called S-Beam actually. That's really cool, but it's not something that you probably be using all of the time.
Navigate to the photo you would like to share. Now, hold the back of your device next to the NFC chip of the other device. When the devices connect, you will feel a vibration and be prompted to tap to beam. Touch the image to beam it to the other device. Separate the devices to initiate the transfer.
So as you can see, that was a pretty interesting feature, but it's not something you're going to be using all the time just to show a random picture. So that was one example of a feature that you probably wouldn't just immediately buy a new device for, or just because of the slight hardware modifications. Also, another key thing that goes into your decision to buy a phone is going to be how much is it going to cost you, and over, and like I previously mentioned, the S3 is now on sale for about $49.99. Whereas, if you want to purchase a new Galaxy S4, you're probably looking at prices highwards of maybe $200 for a top tier smartphone. Also, when you think about the long-term cost of how much it costs for you to own a cell phone, from what I read online, I believe it was through CNET, which is a popular technology resource online. According to CNET, the average mobile consumer spends about $2,100 to $2,400 every within the 2-year contract period. And speaking to my interviewee, I asked him if he would be willing to maybe tell me approximately what he thought his cell phone bill would be, and he fell exactly in between that $2,100 to $2,400 range. But when you purchase a cell phone, you're probably spending between $50 to $200 on a brand new device, and you're probably not thinking, long term, you're going to be spending about $2,100 to $2,400 through this period. But that $150 you're going to be saving by choosing the S3 versus the S4, that might not seem like a significant amount of money to you, but over time, considering you're going to probably upgrade every 18 months to 2 years, this will add up, especially if you have a family, right? If you have a family with kids and you're buying them cell phones, you're going to be spending a considerable amount of funds on just cell phone purchases and on your contracts. In summation, I think that the Galaxy S3 is a great viable option for consumers to look at, and you don't always need the latest and greatest gadgets in order to meet customer demands.